When we're asking the database for information, it's very helpful to be able to give some parameters. You can use the where keyword to add a condition to a select statement. For example, if I wanted to see all of the records only for people who live in California, I could use my select star from people statement and then add a where clause with the predicate or condition state equals CA for California in single quotes because it's a text string. And I'll end that with a semicolon. I see here that I have 127 rows returned, and all of these results have California as the state. Try it out with a different state by changing the expression. I'll change CA to FL for Florida, and there's 93 rows. Or maybe Washington with WA, 19 rows. And NY for New York, 62 rows. Let's try with a different field. Let's change our field in our predicate to ask instead who in our database asked for a shirt as opposed to a hat when they signed up for our contest. There's a column here called shirt or hat, so I'll write shirt underscore or underscore hat, and if I press run, I don't get any results. That's because I'm still looking for NY, which is a state, but it's not a valid response for shirt or hat. So I'll change this to hat and run it again. And there we go. 570 rows were returned. We can start to see how helpful that might be if we actually want to use this data for something, but we still have a lot of fields here. Let's narrow it down a little bit by using just a few fields. I'll switch our condition to shirt, and instead of star, I'll say first name and last name, and then I'll press run. So here's a list of the people who had wanted a shirt. We can verify that by adding the shirt or hat field. This is getting a little bit long, so I'll break it across 2 lines so we can see the whole query. And now, if I run it, I can see that, in fact, all of the results that we have shirt in that shirt or hat field. But we know that, so we can remove this field from the query if we're going to keep building on top of it or something. It's important to note that these clauses need to be in this order to work. I'm telling the database what to give me, where to find it, and the condition for filtering the responses. If I were to, say, put the where statement in front of the from statement, it still kind of makes sense to a human. Select the first name and last name, where shirt or hat is shirt, from people. We know what that means. But the database doesn't, and it gives us an error. So I'll put that back in the correct order. And once again, it works. Take some time to explore different where clauses and see how specific or general you can get.